This right here is my most recently completed sketchbook. It's a Stillman and Birn Alpha, 9 inches by 12 inches. I will talk to you more about the sketchbook itself in my next video. I'm going to do a review of Stillman and Birn Alpha next. Coming back to this particular sketchbook, I started it in November and finished it in June. This is the color set which I've used in this sketchbook. I started with this color set and then I changed it. I reduced my colors to 9. In one of the top corners somewhere, you will find a video talking about this particular palette. This was a sketch I did as part of the Urbansketchers group here in Bombay. It was a live music performance in South Bombay Park somewhere. I don't quite remember its name. Same with this one, same location. This one was done referring to a photograph. It's somewhere in Zanzibar, so not plein air. Taking the same color scheme forward, this one was done plein air at the ISKCON temple in Juhu here in Mumbai. I don't think I finished this sketch on location. It was too loud, too noisy for me to complete. I remember coming home and adding these finer alcohol marker touches. This is a value sketch for a larger painting. This is a value sketch for this one right here. So the next few pages are an interesting series. This was done in Maharashtra Nature Park, again here in Mumbai. Initially, I wanted to use this book as a nature journal more often. Make observations and notes of wildlife I observe. And these are those aforementioned sketches and notes, all done by observation. Some more. So these here are the prompts which are most often used in nature journaling. I wonder it reminds me of. So using these prompts, I put down these tiny notes. This was from a session I was teaching. I was conducting a nature journaling session in the same location. Another note that all these sketches are not in order. Sometimes I find a blank page and I come back and I do something there. So I don't quite remember where or why this was, but it was probably an element in the larger painting. These are again on location. This was again element in a larger painting. Scooters are difficult. This was done in a session called Street View World Tour. I will talk more about this a little later. This one is a rather special piece. It was our first night urban sketching session for the Bombay chapter, done in Bandra just after Christmas. That's why all the lighting. These are from the aforementioned Street View World Tour. This is a once a month session conducted by fellow urban sketchers, where we all sit together and find interesting spots on Google Earth that we can sketch. more from the same session. Practice piece for a larger painting. This was done on location. Nal Bazaar, South Bombay. This is an old police chowki, still in use. This was the thumbnail for this, and I think this was done after because I wasn't quite satisfied with how this turned out. This part. Practice piece. This was also done on location in Matunga. When I had first completed this piece, I wasn't quite happy with how it turned out. That's a very regular occurrence. But now, in hindsight, this is one of my favorite pieces from the sketchbook. Again, done on location. This is from RA Colony, RA Forest in Goregaon. I think this was done entirely using a single water brush. Yes. This is again from Maharashtra Nature Park. One of the last remaining mangroves here in the city. These are more nature journaling sketches from Juhu Beach at a very low tide. Sea sponges, women collecting oysters, crabs scuttling about. This one I like very much. So I did this part on location and I did this part from a photograph. It's such a nice representation of how the light changes as time passes along. So I'm hoping to do more of these kind of pieces. These are doodles I did waiting for my friend at his office. This one was done in BNHS CC land in Goregaon, again on location. This one is one of my favorites from the sketchbook. It's right here in my locality. And although I live in the suburbs, there are pockets in the suburb which are really, really old. And this is one of them. These marks you might have seen in other sketches as well. This is where I put my bulldog tape when I was painting, hence the white. This one was done in a popular local restaurant called Candies. Another one that I didn't quite fancy when I had completed it. I had left myself a note accordingly that it's a nice painting, just I wasn't feeling very well that day. These are sketches from my short-lived enthusiasm to do a daily sketch activity. I thought I'd sketch all my houseplants one by one, although I didn't get further than a week or maybe 4 or 5 days. So this is a succulent I have here. Money plant. Close up of some of the leaves. These are from another Street View World Tour session. This was a special looking at Ukraine. Places that we can't access physically at all due to the war. Practice work for larger paintings. I've left this page blank for the sketchbook review that I plan to do. Most recent Street View World Tour. This is the last plein air sketch that I've done in this book. It took me an entire sketchbook, but I think after this piece I finally figured out how I enjoy using a combination of watercolor and alcohol marker. These last few pages are usually just rough work. This is the color selection that I'm using at the moment. I think everything else till the end is just swatches. Yep. And done. Right, thank you for joining me. Please remember to do all the YouTube things like subscribe, notification bell. I will see you in the next one.